Hello, everybody. This is Pete from PA Labs, and we're going to take our first look at the code of Invasion Earth, our shmup, which is a shoot 'em up game. And this is just kind of a down and dirty, easy to create game that utilizes sprites and a windowed screen, but I guess you probably don't need it necessarily to be windowed. You could probably just open a screen and do it on that. But I don't know. I did it on a screen, so you can either choose to do it this way or come up with your own ideas. The concept of the game is a standard shoot 'em up. Earth is being invaded and the fleet's all off fighting somewhere, maybe with against the Romulans or something, and it falls on you, the trusty Earth's last hope, to as a cadet to jump in your fighter and go up there and start shooting down bad guys. So that kind of sets the stage. And you go, it's one of those games that there is no really winning. Winning, I guess, means you ended up in the top 10, because it just keeps going to get harder and harder and more difficult until you lose. So, so this is the game here. So we pull in some standard stuff. The windows, I've got one window, and it is, well, let's go look at it. We'll go ahead and walk through. Let me bring up ice. Okay. So it's got one window, and the whole window is a big canvas gadget. And then I utilize the canvas gadget. Here, let's see. Forms. I had debated, so that's the whole screen right there. I had debated pulling the window off to the right and then keeping track of scores and stuff over there and maybe listing the top 10. And then I decided against it. But I don't even use the canvas. It's probably useless to I could probably tear the whole thing out and just use a screen, but I built it the way I built it. So there you go. Sometimes it kind of comes down when you're developing a program that you did it the way you did it because that's how you felt like doing it. So that's what I did. Okay, so we have a lot of flags that are in this game. Two of these guys here, is right and is left, are for the vertical, uh, the ships, the enemy ships. So that puts him on the angle to the right or left as they come down. Okay, they're moving at however many vertical squares per turn. Later on, I'll show you where that flag is. But everything is basically managed with the variables that are up front in the game. So the is right or left, that is moving to the left or moving to the right in addition to going down the screen at the speed level. Okay. Now, the fire, laser, and photons, these are all the background sounds and stuff here that we have in the game. We have a bunch of sprites, fonts. Again, the show intro, all of these guys here are actually the game screens. So it doesn't really have any screens. I utilize sprites and images as the actual game screens. Okay. Now, what I did was come out here. Let's go ahead and we can say open project. Nope. Yes. Okay. No, I don't want to do it that way, do I? I'd rather do it open project folder. Okay. So if we come out here to images and then we go to game, you can see here's all my screens, and these are all PNGs. Okay, so at one point I had thought to put a revolving Earth on the main screen, and then I decided it was too busy. But I still have the sprite sheet and what did that just, there it goes. Okay. I do still have the sprite sheet stuff out here. Oh, you launched Paint for me. Wow, isn't that nice of you? Okay, well, I really didn't want Paint to be up, but okay. And I actually have it as a sprite sheet out here that we could actually load and have the planet revolving. That's kind of a nice little graphic there. Oh, I see. I opened that guy up, huh? All right, well, go away. Um, so that's where the actual screens come from, and they're just basically, I don't want to say projected onto the screen, but they're displayed on the screen. Okay, so then we start with some basic data. Okay, how wide is the screen and how tall is the screen? Uh, what is the player's speed? You can speed him up or slow him down. What is the enemy's speed? Now, if he's moving to the left or right, then that's kind of added to his speed. This is his vertical speed, and you can speed him up or slow him down. Bullets, bullets go at 10, so you can speed those up or slow them down. And I don't use the enemy delay. That was leftover code. I designed this in a different language many years ago, and so some of this is just not pertinent to this. But okay, let's just keep going. So drawing the score in the game, the score as you're playing the game appears in the upper right corner of the game. And it is in order to be displayed on a graphic screen, it must be a sprite sheet. So we create a sprite and then we write to it with our selected font. And I kind of have it all blocked off to the sides and everything's cutesy. I have it out here. I built a little plaque for it to sit on. That's what this guy here is. Can I bring that up in something not as heavy? Maybe not. Let's see. Open with Irfan View. That'll work. Irfan View's real lightweight. So it opens the score and level is already there. So I fill in an area onto the right here that lines up with them. And that's pretty cutesy. Um, so I debated on just writing it and then having it appear on the screen. And I think I could do that without any trouble, but I decided it would look better with the little stone background. Okay, so then we drop into a whole bunch more variables, and I've gone off to the side here and wrote out what each one does and why it's in the game. So all those lovely background stars that add ambiance to the game, there's 200 of them, and actually they move and everything. So we have enemy ships that physically can be created and on the screen is 30. However, I've limited the number enemy ship max at 5. Now, you could with each layer, each turn of the game where they complete a mission, you could bump that up to 6 and 7 and 8. So you could make that. I mean, I couldn't even imagine having 30 ships coming at you, but I don't know. It's up to you. Is the player dead? Well, the player at the moment can never be dead because they can't shoot him. So my thinking is I've kind of changed the design to say that they're launching missiles at Earth and you're stopping the missiles and you're stopping them. So you're not really their target. You're just in the way. So how many bullets can be on the screen from the player? Well, that's an array of 50. And then we have enemy bullets of 50. And then we have how many explosions can be on the screen. And how fast is an enemy bullet? They're not all that fast. You could speed them up. You could actually increase by game level if you want. Uh, this is the player kills. I don't think I used that. I put it in there because I had an enemy kill. I could probably delete the player kills. I think the idea there was you were going to have 3 lives. So that's what would be tracking your 3 lives. Enemy kills, this is keeping track of the overall score. And every enemy missile or bullet that you kill, you get a point for as well. And then it tracks on a by level how many ships get past you, and it tracks by level the how many killed ships you kill. So let's see. Then we have our list of heroes. Um, and I save all this as an INI preference file. So for now, I plan to put out, I have the project all written. I don't think I've recorded it yet, but I plan to release a video on using preferences. So I'm going to kind of avoid going into it here, but it's just a down and dirty, simple INI file creator for you that is, real easy to use. It's just your standard, what was it in Python? They call them tuples, where you have a name and a value, kind of a key and item and a value kind of thing. So you can create it and then save periodically, and all your data is saved and you can retrieve and that kind of thing. So then we drop into the explosions. So explosions are actually 30 frames a piece. So that's one of the reasons they're really cute, and they evolve as they go. And so this is an array of the explosion, and this piece right here is actually loading the individual sprites out of the let's see, back up to images, and then we have the red explosion here. So these are the images that make up the explosion, and for whatever reason it started counting at 4 and went to 35. So yeah, there's going from 0, it's 0 to 30, so you got 31 frames that is over here that are being read in. So but it counts from 4 to 35. I didn't feel like naming all those, so I just made the code match it. So then we come into the big the arrays being defined for the game, and none of that really means much until we go look at the game structures. So we use structures over here to track the information about each of these things. Okay, so the player ship, that's you playing the game. Your ship has how many hits have I received? What is my image? That's your sprite image. How many bullets can you create? This gets tracked with you as you go along. You can keep track of how strong a bullet is. So somebody may have 5 hit points and your bullet does 3, so you got to hit him twice and that kind of thing. And then we had the original shields, so they're still in here. And then where is he? How big is he? And there's a shield offset. So the little halo that's around your player ship is your shield. And if we come over here, I think ships is the good one. Yeah. See, these little halos that go around your ship is your shield defense. So when you were gonna get hit by bullets, these three would absorb 3 hits before you took the 4th hit and were killed. So that's how that was going to work. I do have extra ships and stuff in here. So, oh, I didn't know I had that still up. We'll come back here. And so a player bullet, this carries, this is basically his ID in the list. Is the bullet alive or has it expired? So basically, you have an array of 50 bullets, and as he goes through, he spins that 50 bullets every single frame and says, okay, this bullet's moved. How far did he move? And he repositions the bullet on each one. And then the ammo ID is the actual sprite that makes up the bullet. That's the actual sprite. And again, if you guys want to get really fancy, there's a whole bunch in here that there are. So this is the size guy we're playing with. These will have to be resized, but that's the sprites, bullets. Okay. Enemy ships. Here's the enemy ship. Is it alive? How many hits does it have? When that hits 0 or negative, he's dead. This is his sprite ID. How strong is his bullet? Does he have a shield and how strong is it? What direction is he going? That's the is right or is left. So he'll move for right or left depending on what direction he's going. If he's fired, we want to make sure that a ship doesn't fire more than once in any given cycle. So if he's fired, that flag will come up as true and he'll be ignored for the next go round. And then what's his shield if he has a shield? Okay. Enemy bullets are the same as the player bullets. They're just a different list and they go in opposite direction. So the frame is a child of the explosion animation. This is the animation, and this is the actual, that's the sprite, each individual cell, and this is the timer and everything for the explosion to take place. Concurrency, again, you can have up to 20 explosions going off on the screen at any one time. Here's the background stars. What's their color, what's their sprite ID, where are they located, and then we have the heroes, which is your high scores. Okay, so these are all the data pieces that you keep track of in these arrays. Okay, so when you're back here and you're looking at all of these variables and these arrays and how many max explosions, these are all just setting variables and arrays that the program's just going to spin and handle for you. So you don't have to really deal with any of it. It's all kind of done for you. So I'm going to pick up with the next video right after this one and just keep going for probably several videos here. And I want to thank you for watching, and we'll be back in touch in just a little bit.